Red Bull has been a clear front-runner in Formula One this season. The difference in their performances is due to the porpoising of their cars, which Red Bull has solved. Do you have any idea why Red Bull has 0% porpoising? Keep an eye out for more information. Today we're going to look at how Red Bull has outperformed other teams on the grid by finding answers to the challenges they face, like their pouring. But before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Also, don't forget to click the bell icon. Let's talk about porpoising before we get into our topic. One of the most significant changes to the 2022 F1 cars has been the shift from over-body downforce to a ground effect philosophy due to the new technical regulations adopted this season. Downforce is mainly generated by wind underneath the car, sucking it down to the ground. However, as a result of the philosophy, the air moving beneath the car might stall at higher speeds. This is due to a lack of gap between the ground and the car's floor that prevents air from flowing freely. If this occurs, the floor ceases to generate downforce and the automobile returns to its regular ride height. However, it instantly begins to accumulate air and is forced back down, repeating the cycle. The car bouncing, or porpoising as it has come to be known, down the straights can be seen doing this. The result isn't unsettling as it appears to be for the drivers. Red Bull appears to have this situation under control presently. The RB18 has benefited from recent updates. Would you like to know how Red Bull solved this problem? If so, watch this whole video. I'd brand you a liar if you said you thought Red Bull would utilize ice skates to help fix the bouncing problem. But this is precisely what they've accomplished. When they turned their car floor on its side when it was out of the garage, they first noticed how complicated it looked. Compared to photographs of Mercedes and Ferrari floors, you can see a lot of sharper angles, little elevations and depressions. The Mercedes and Ferrari flooring appeared to be a first shot of something simple that has yet to be refined and improved. The Red Bulls, on the other hand, appear to be a finished product, with minor tweaks here and there to improve it and make it the most significant flaw they can. The small metal skids at the back of their floors stand out for various reasons. They resemble ice skates at first glance, but closer inspection reveals an industrial-looking piece of metal with holes along its length. The next step is to comprehend how the ground effect floor works. There's a significant protrusion in the middle of the floor. To create room for items like the gasoline tank, batteries, and huge components of the motor, this part is low to the ground. Two perpendiculars to the floor's side edge notches can be seen on that floor. An S-shaped section of the floor is employed in the middle. That should create the side skirts more effectively. The rear floor is closed off by these side skirts, which are generated by a vortex of air. This lowers the pressure differential under the car, which is beneficial to porpoising. You need to discover a means to control the quantity of air that passes under the floor for a ground effect floor to function effectively. Still, if there's too little air, the pressure under the automobile drops too low, causing porpoising. Others have clearly failed to achieve this balancing act, whereas Red Bull has. Every element of the ground effect floor and a significant portion of the front wing is intended to ensure that the proper quantity of air passes beneath the floor. You've probably observed that F1 cars don't travel at a constant speed. Let's use Mercedes as an example because they're the ones that suffer the most. When they're moving at 200 km per hour, the floor probably generates just the right amount of downforce, but as they hit 250 km per hour, it starts to generate too much. When they get too close to the ground, their air stalls and they begin to porpoise. At the same time, if you alter the floor so that it creates the exact quantity of energy you need at 250 km per hour, the car will not generate enough downforce at 200 km per hour, and the car will be undrivable at low speeds. Also, when the car is excellent at low speeds, it'll be almost undrivable at high speeds. It's a balancing act they have yet to solve. There's no way to make your floor perfect at all speeds unless it changes shape based on how fast you're moving. That would be extremely difficult to accomplish. George Russell had requested that an active suspension be applied early in the season to deal with the issue, but his pleas were ignored. Earlier in the season, there was speculation that Red Bull had managed to integrate a suspension into the rear of their car that altered in some ways at more incredible speeds. Unfortunately, whatever they've done is hidden deep inside the automobile, and we haven't been able to see it yet. The ice skate-like contraption in the back of the floor is what we've seen so far. Unlike the rest of the floor, which is constructed entirely of carbon, the skate is made of metal. Do you have any idea why they chose metal over carbon? It's simply because metals are more durable and less vulnerable to damage. However, because it's substantially heavier, they would only use it for its durability. When cars are on purpose, the vehicle's back end bounces and smacks the road. The Red Bull skates are parked straight in the back of the automobile. When these two facts are added together, it's clear that these two small metal strips are critical in preventing the car from porpoising. The downforce pushing on the car rises as it accelerates, bringing it closer to the earth. When the air has nowhere to go under the car, the downforce drops sharply and the car begins to porpoise. Because of the metal skate, the car can never come close enough to the ground for the air to stall. As the Red Bull accelerates, it'll begin to ride on these skates as if it were ice skating. It's an amazingly imaginative solution, but one that appears to be so basic when you think about it. Red Bull's car design has been unique and imaginative this season, and this is just another stroke of brilliance from the design team led by Adrian Newey. They've even bored holes in it to pump air through it so that the Venturi tunnels aren't obstructed. They also provide a secondary purpose, if this wasn't enough. Another source of porpoising is that the metal skate prevents the floor from flexing under weight. Many teams complained earlier in the season about having to add metal stages to the inside of their floors to keep them from flexing under load. This was a big reason there were calls all around the paddock for the lowest weight limit to be brought up because many teams were finding they had to keep adding extra weight to their cars. If that's not enough for you, its shape also suggests a third purpose. The surface is not only precisely aligned with the floor edge dropping down, but also takes an abrupt bend towards the back edge, causing a vortex to form. All of the teams on the grid have been trying to create vortices along the edge of their car to prevent air from flowing and assist in channeling the air onto the rear diffuser and beamway. Still, Red Bull has channeled the air even more precisely while using the skates to create a vortex under the car. They'll maintain more air beneath the car than other teams and channel it all through their rear diffuser and onto their front wing in a more controlled manner. How do you think Red Bull finally came up with such a simple upgrade to their car when teams like Mercedes are still struggling? Do you think Red Bull's design team will win the Constructors' title this year due to its capability to outthink the competition? Kindly let us know what you think in the comment box, and while you're there, press the notification button and give us a like. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon in the next video.